Good morning, guys. Guess where we are? We're in Jay Leno's garage. Super humbling, super honored to even be here today. The reason why we're here is because we're collaborating with Jay Leno for Tuner Crate. So it's running right now. He has a premium box collaborated for him. Everything is curated to the Jay Leno garage side and advanced vehicle care. Super cool stuff. There's a huge giveaway going on too for that one. So I'll put all the information down in the description below. But in the meantime, I think it'd be really fun to ask Jay 21 questions that no one usually gets to ask him. So let's see if we can find him in this humongous garage. Ready, set, go.
Hi, my name is Jay Leno, and this is my garage.
What would you do in a zombie apocalypse?
Well, you wouldn't have to necessarily dress or, you know, comb your hair or do any of those kind of things. Well, obviously I don't do those things anyway. So I don't think I'd do anything really a whole lot differently. Probably get a weapon of some sort.
What weapon would you get?
Oh, well, I suppose some, I'm not really a gun guy, but I suppose that would come in handy.
What's your favorite catchphrase?
The word catchphrase? Well, I don't really catch anything, so favorite catchphrase, oh gosh. Oh, maybe it's oh gosh, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's I don't know. Try to think of something. Well, I'll try to think of something.
You're about to get in a fight. What song comes on as your soundtrack?
I don't really think I'm going to be worried about the music. You know, I think you have other things to prepare for that. If you're about to get in a fight, like, hey, wait a minute, before you punch me in the face, let me check my...
What is the fastest car you've been in?
The fastest car I've been in was a jet car on the Muroc Dry Lakes. We went 278 miles an hour. Point something.
Scariest moment in a car?
Oh, my scariest moment in a car, I was in high school. I was with a girl, and she said, I'm late.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
In the automotive world, my biggest pet peeve will be your mileage may vary. No, not may vary, it will vary. You're never going to get the miles per gallon they get, okay? That car was done with a naked Japanese hunger striker touching the gas pedal with his big toe going downhill. That's the only way that car got that kind of mileage, so that would be it.
What is your favorite animal?
Well, that, of course, would be the California snail darter. I don't know.
I don't even know what that looks like.
It was one of those animals where they couldn't build a road because there was one of them buried in the sand.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of them.
What is your favorite childhood memory?
One of my favorite childhood memories was I was 6 years old. My cousin's husband had bought a motorcycle. It was a '56 Harley. I was 6 years old. And he drove it over to our house. And I had never seen one before. But it had the two-piece windshield. It was tinted at the bottom and, you know, clear at the top. And it had on one of those 50s kind of girls like this with a two-piece bathing suit, not a bikini, just like this. I went over to look at the motorcycle. My mother said, get away from there. I said, I'm not looking at the girl. I'm like, no, get away from there. I just want to look at the motorcycle. My mother thought I was trying to look at the girl. I said, I'm not, get away from that thing. So I never really got a good chance to look at it.
What is your most embarrassing moment?
Oh, my most embarrassing moment would have to be talking to you guys. You know, it wasn't until you walked in and I went, oh God, what am I doing? This is unbelievable.
What is your favorite superhero?
My favorite superhero, oh gosh. I guess it would be Batman, because Batman was kind of like a regular guy who used his wits and his tools. Would Sherlock Holmes be a superhero? Probably not. So, is Batman? The Batman doesn't have any powers, so he's really not a superhero. And then Superman, of course, is Superman. So that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Probably Moe from the Three Stooges.
If you had one superpower, what would it be?
Oh, it'd be the ability to make dopey interviews just disappear. The people would show up and then they would be mysteriously killed or wind up on another planet. But nobody would ever know what happened to them.
What is your favorite food?
Well, I like all the food groups: chicken, steak, hamburgers, hot dogs, and pizza. Any one of the 5 food groups is what my favorite.
What motivates you to...
Can't read your own handwriting and it's typed. That's not
Unfortunately, yeah.
That's not good. That's a bad sign.
What motivates you the most to work every day?
I'm a huge believer in low self-esteem. You know, the only people with high self-esteem are actors and criminals. I'm one of those people, if you don't think you're the smartest person in the room, if you just shut up and listen, you know, as soon as you open your mouth, people know you're an idiot. So if you don't say anything for a while, your intelligence is still up for debate. But that's really the key to it, you know. I was one of those people, and my mom always said, as being dyslexic, you're going to have to work twice as hard as the other kids to get the same thing. And that worked for me. If I worked twice as hard as the other kids, I did okay. I would go to comedy clubs, and you'd audition. There'd be a line that started at 6 o'clock to get on stage at 11. And guys would stand in line. Eventually some guys would go, oh man, this sucks, I'm getting out of here. Great, I move forward. The idea is to be focused on what you want to do, what you like to do. And if you think you can do something, give it a shot. Don't get distracted.
When did you first realize you had a passion for cars?
Well, when I was a kid growing up in New England, it's kind of a rural area. And everybody, or not everybody, but a lot of people had secondhand tractors, old cars in the backyard, stuff in the barn. Old cars weren't as valuable then as they are now. And when you were 13 or 14, a lot of parents let you have an old car that you could drive around the backyard. Of course, now they'd call child services and the parents would be sent to prison, the kid would be taken away. But back then, a certain amount of personal responsibility was people were responsible for their own actions. And we used to have an old Renault 2CV. Me and a bunch of the kids would just drive in circles around the yard and work on it with my mom looking out the window to make sure we didn't roll over or crash, which we did. Yeah, so I would say it started at a young age, just taking stuff apart and putting it back together.
If you had a time machine, would you go back in time or visit the future?
If I had a time machine, I would go back to Thursday. I had a pair of running shorts, and my wife thought I left them on the floor. I thought I left them on the floor, but they weren't in the washer. I can't find them anywhere. So that's what I would do. I would go back to last Thursday to see if I could find where those running shorts were.
If you could visit any place in the world, where would it be?
I would like to go home. I travel every week somewhere. I'm not a good traveler. Okay, here's me in Europe. Excuse me, I didn't order this. Yeah, this is the fish heads and eel sauce. That's not what I ordered. I ordered a hamburger and a Coke. Oh, all right. Thank you. I was in Israel and I said, could I get a Coke? The guy says, we don't have Coca-Cola. You like dates? I go, dates? Is that the same thing as a Coke? Dates? Sure. Yeah, bring me a plate of dates. That'll be good.
What is your favorite tool in a toolbox?
Well, my favorite tool is probably also the worst tool, the adjustable wrench. Any good mechanic will tell you don't use an adjustable wrench, but when you're stuck by the side of the road, you pull out that adjustable wrench and it fixes anything, or fits just about it, or almost fits just about anything. So the adjustable wrench is the best and the worst. Probably the best tool nowadays in your toolbox, the cell phone.
Who's your favorite YouTuber?
Oh, that would have to be you guys.
Yeah, right there. He said it first. You guys heard it. Smurfinwrx. See? What? How has car culture changed?
Well, it changed and it hasn't changed. The biggest change is probably, I grew up in the era of the American V8, and the 32 Ford, and the car culture now has gotten more European and Asian, Japanese cars. I remember when what was one of the Fast and the Furious movies where Vin Diesel's got the big Hemi Dodge Charger against some little Accord or a little Honda, I can't remember what it was. And I thought, well, how's that Honda going to beat? Well, yeah, this grenade those motors, they get 1,000 horsepower out of them, which seems incredible to someone from my generation. So that's probably the biggest change. It hasn't changed that much in the sense that, well, it's gotten more electronic and less mechanical. When you talk to the old guys, they're talking about the Bridgeport lathe and how they make stuff. When you talk to new guys, they're talking about computer stuff. I've had a lot of times young guys come here and they see a box of jets for carburetor and they go, well, how do you do that? Well, that seems normal to me. I'm more confused by doing it all on a laptop, where it's easier for them. So the biggest change in car culture is probably from mechanical to electronic. Cars changed more from 2000 to now than they did from 1900 to 2000.
What is your life advice for millennials?
Oh, never explain, never complain. I know so many people get torn up by comments on their videos or whatever, and people they don't even know say horrible things about them, and they take it so personally. The idea is to just sort of put all that stuff aside. Your real friends are the ones that'll give you a ride to the airport. Everybody else is just an acquaintance.
You guys, Jay is so funny. We just finished the interview. There's one person, actually there's two people. One of them is not here today. Yeah. There's a reason why we're here today. Introduce yourself.
I'm Chris, guys.
There you go.
Jeremy's our missing counterpart, but he'll be here in the future.
There you go. So the only real big reason is we're here because of these guys introducing us over there. And actually there's a third person that actually recommended us to you guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so big shout, thank you so much. We're collaborating with Jay Leno's Garage, Advanced Vehicle Care, a lot of cool products on that side. And then we've got the tuner crate, the premium, all limited stuff, ends on the 19th of August. So you guys gotta grab it. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time.